YouTube, how we doing? Pass the prop back here. Yet again, we're here for our Sunday show. We're talking all the games on Sunday for week 7 already. Crazy. We're already almost halfway through the season already. But joined as always, Stu. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Just sending the tweet out there, spreading the word a little bit. But yeah, I'm doing good. We had a really good game last night. Obviously, the Unk Bowl, right? The two old quarterbacks put on a show for everyone. And it's what I said on the show is my first words. It's like people are kind of hating on this one a little bit, but I think these teams sneakily could give us a good game, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, I had a great time. It was a fun game. I got back in the positive, obviously had a winning day. That was always fun. And yeah, even cashed a long shot on here. So it was a good game, a good start to the week, and hopefully a good omen for things to come.
Yeah. And obviously you hit the long shot. I got my first 1.5 of the season on the show. So happy to get those and kind of smash all those props. I kind of mentioned it too. It's like I talked about the over being like probably my favorite spot of that game. And it just fucking smashed that shit. I think they almost hit it in the first half. With those defenses. I played Pittsburgh's defense this week, so I finally am not getting destroyed by a defense. Like I said, last week I gave up 40 to Denver. A couple weeks before that, Minnesota put up 40 on Cincy. So I'm like, thank God I finally have a defense that sucked, and Pittsburgh really sucked, and it was awesome to cash in on these props, along with having a good start to the fantasy week and not just being drowned.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm good at fantasy football this year, and I'm back in. You know, these last couple of years, I barely checked and all that. 4 straight wins in a row, second highest scoring in the league. Put up 200 points back-to-back weeks, and then guess what? Jamar Chase, almost a 30 bomb. Not quite, but almost a 30 bomb to start out the week. So I'm loving fantasy football now that I'm doing good again. You know, it's much more fun when you're actually winning. So, you know, that's always good. Definitely enjoying it. And yeah, anyone out there too, I did the same thing. I picked up the Browns. If the Browns are still out there, guys, the fucking wins in that game, the reports are like 40 to 50 miles an hour. So that's my recommendation. The total is going to be one of the lowest of the season so far. And if you're a guy that streams defenses like me, they should be out there and available. So that's my little fantasy tip of the week. There you go.
Yeah, I might just cut my Eagles defense because they're fucking terrible.
I mean, legit, like the Eagles, they don't really stop the run as well anymore. They're struggling with explosive plays. They have no cornerback too, and now Mitchell's hurt.
I think he's playing. That's the only thing I think that's positive. I think he's playing this week.
Yeah, they need it. They absolutely need him back there because I can't even imagine what it's like without him. I mean, you got what Ringo is going to be here. I mean, good luck outside corner number 1. So yeah, Mitchell obviously playing is good news, but still a little bit banged up.
You got to figure out who I'm going to cut. I got Woody Marks, Tootin, and Spears as my 3. Just fucking hold on to some fucking running backs and see what happens. But,
Marks out of the bye, you definitely want to keep on to.
I think it's Tootin at this point because I don't think he's really going to do.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
solid, but
I love Tajay Spears too. I'm a fucking stan for Tajay Spears, bro, since college. So I can't get rid of him now that he's back.
That team just sucks. Like, when would you ever play Spears? I don't think I could ever start him just because they're never going to score touchdowns. So like you pretty much have to get like 5 catches, but Pollard gets catches too.
Yeah, it's just all handcuffed for Pollard getting hurt. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So. And he's old now, so I could definitely see that coming up here soon, especially, when they're out of it. And they're out of it probably next week at this point. Let's get this thing rolling here a little bit. We get to talk about last night's game. We had I don't even remember what the final was, 33-31, all right, or something like that. Since he gets it done, and they beat the absolute shit out of that defense, dude. Since he put up, and I'm like, this has got to be the best thing you could possibly have is to just. Oh, we have 2 of the top, 15? You can say wherever you want to put Higgins, right? 15, wherever, in terms of talent. Let's just throw them the ball every play. And I think they had, 30? No, 25, I think, combined targets in this game. And holy shit, you win, right? Just find a way to get it in their hands and good things happen. We were just watching consistent Jalen Ramsey getting cooked. Watching Joey Porter just commit pass interference after pass interference. Like he had 3 of them last night, 2 on Higgins, 1 on Chase. So Joe Flacco, do your thing, man. And we kind of talked about it on here. Obviously, I'll talk about Flacco in a second, but I mean, he did what you should do when you have better position players, better skill position players every time.
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting too because when you listen to it after the game, like Chase was like, "Yeah, we knew exactly what they were going to do. They do the same thing every time." And it's like Mike Tomlin's great; he gets a lot out of his guys, but they don't really adjust. And when you're like a man-heavy team and you're playing T. Higgins and you're playing Jamar Chase, like how about some safety help every once in a while? You know what I mean? How about we change up the game plan a little bit? How about we like they just can't be like a conservative zone team. Like they want to be aggressive, they want to force turnovers, but you can't even get a successful pass rush when Flacco got the ball out in 2.12 seconds, which was I believe the second fastest of the year. So it's one of those things of like I personally think Pittsburgh defense will have a really good bounce back soon. I think now that people are kind of counting them out, I know it's kind of weird to say, but like Flacco's the right kind of quarterback. Like if you're gonna play Pittsburgh, you need to get the ball out immediately. Like even a guy like Tua, surprisingly enough, get the ball out fast, hit your skill position guys. Like these are the kind of guys that you need to beat that pass rush, and that's exactly what happened. So it's a fun game. Obviously, we got a usable quarterback now, and it's showing exactly what the Bengals can be with just a somewhat okay bottom of the barrel even quarterback. Like because it wasn't going well in Cleveland, you know. But yeah, when you got Jamar Chase, just spam that Chase button, you know, and it worked out. So it was fun to watch. And yeah, as a Chase fantasy owner, you know, I was happy to see that as well.
Well, I'm doing well in a lot of my bets. Burrow, right? Because I told you I have Sam Darnold in a lot of those, and I have Dak in a lot of those. So those guys are carrying me through there. I'm really hoping they can compete a little longer because I have a lot of Joe Burrow in those, you know, whether it be with T. Higgins. I think I have a couple with Noah Fant in there too. Where it's just like I need him to come back, right? And I mean, if they were just on the trend of what they were doing, he wasn't even gonna. I want to even brought him back this year, right? So maybe we get to see Joe Burrow come back and do his thing. But yeah, let's talk some bets. And we just talked Flacco. We cashed in our 1.5. I should have just. I mean, I had a guy in my chat, my VIP group. He's like, "Oh, I played to 30 at plus 800." I'm like, "Damn, dude, you got more balls than me." And he fucking had like what 33 fucking and two drops yet again. Chase Brown with a drop, and I was kind of getting nervous there for a little while. They were just running the ball so well. What was pissed? I don't know what happened. Patrick Queen had a fucking horrible day. Dude got cooked every single time in coverage. I think he only had 4 tackles. He's their leading tackler. They just couldn't even it was safeties. It was safeties and corners making tackles more than the linebackers because they were just getting cooked. And yeah, shout out to Chase Brown. I feel like a lot of people kind of wrote him off after how shitty the start was. But yeah, they beat the shit out of him, dude. I think he hit this on just completions to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's what he hit this on. That's fucking wild, dude. I'm pretty sure Higgins had 7 for 95 and a touchdown or 6, not whatever it was. Maybe he got hooked on just those two guys. But we saw a couple of those little dump down behind the line of scrimmages to Chase Brown, getting those receptions, right? That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. And I'm kind of nervous about where they're going to line it next time for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the run game looks surprisingly good too. That's the other thing we didn't expect there. But yeah, obviously, as I had Higgins long shots, and the fact that they could possibly cash in a game where freaking Jamar Chase set the Bengals record for targets is hilarious. Like I literally had 7 catches and I had like 80 plus yards that I wrote up. And as in my write up, I literally wrote. And I'll probably just be sitting here sad as Jamar Chase gets 15 targets and I get – you know, I literally wrote that in as like a kind of joke of like I like Higgins. I think there's value, but like it's the most likely situation is Chase just dominates. And the fact that Chase could dominate and Higgins still go over was awesome. So shout out to Flacco. That's only possible with him. And yeah, this is an easy number. Good work on it, obviously, tailed you.
Yeah. I felt it was nice. It was nice to hit one and have it like not be super sweaty, right? I feel like that's kind of been a lot of these completion props are always usually pretty sweaty, but I was kind of getting sweaty for you with 5 tight end touchdowns before Washington got in the end zone. I'm pretty sure there was 5 touchdowns by tight ends yesterday, which is absurd. I don't think it was crazy. I think Fant, right? Obviously, Fant scored a touchdown. Freiermuth twice. Crazy. Jonnu Smith All 4 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers were to tight end. So I guess I don't really know outside of DK Metcalf who they're really going to try and get to in the red zone. I know Robin Wilson had a couple catches, but tight end galore, dude, yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, what a game. What a game. Johnny starts it out. Freiermuth, the most impactful plays of the game. But, hey, Washington still got the job done. It's been funny to see. I mean, this is a guy, like I said, I've been kind of writing about him, talking about him for a little bit. And now, I mean, the freaking announcers talked about this guy for 20 minutes. Like, he's getting the full-on, like, attention. So it's good for him. I'm glad to see it. Their usage of him was insane, though. Arthur Smith is getting so confident. He's calling up fucking Washington screens. Why are you giving this guy? Make him the lead blocker. Don't throw this guy a fucking screen. And the funniest thing is it was a fake end around to Jonnu Smith. It was a fake tight end to tight end play. Like, only Arthur Smith is doing shit like that, which hats off. I respect being different. It seems like he takes being contrarian to heart. I think that's always something like him and even guys like Vrabel. There's certain guys I think they like to prove the media wrong. Hey, don't use Ramondre. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. He's been the number one leader of that all these years. It's just funny to see him kind of do his own thing. And yeah, Washington's been a big part of that, obviously. So got the job done. It's not 10-1 anymore, not 15-1 anymore, but 380. It's still green, still paid out, and yeah, felt good when he cashed. So shout out Darnell Washington. So many attempts, so many close calls, finally got in there this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, let me just pull up numbers-wise where we're at because, I mean, that was a big day for us. I think that was like a 3-something. I put it in, obviously did the numbers or whatever, but it was like 3.3 or something like that, which is huge. Obviously, when you cash a 380 on there too. Obviously, I don't remember the number for the losses. I don't count a win or loss for the long shot. Obviously, the units I just take off half or obviously put that in. So, what was it? 3 weeks ago, we're sitting here at like -3 and felt like the sky was falling. And just let it happen. Just let it happen. That's all we say is, and I feel like a lot of you guys who have been with us for a long enough time, you guys know what's going to happen. You know where we're going to get to, and you know how we're going to, get back in the green. So, Stu, we have a great slate. We have a great slate this week. Unfortunate that I like I kind of like a couple of these. I like the primetime game on Monday a little bit better than a lot of these games. So it makes it kind of tough. Big screen game, and then we'll get into dogs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is it cheating to pick my team? Like, I mean, Commanders Cowboys is going to be a banger. We got the highest total of the freaking season. So I'm a little bit biased. Obviously, those are my guys. But yeah, that's probably one. But if I'll go outside of that just to not be boring. And a game that I feel like hasn't really been talked about enough. I'm trying to find
the Chargers.
Just make sure it's on the main. Yeah, the Chargers Colts, right?
Yeah, 305.
Okay, is it on the main slate? Because no one's talking about
305 game. Yep.
Yeah, that's a bummer. It's then at the same time as my game, but that's an awesome game. It's not getting any attention whatsoever. Like, I don't know. I was even the total being 48. I was kind of surprised. I thought that might be one that would sneak near 50, honestly, with the Chargers probably going full on passing attack. And I don't really see the Chargers giving much resistance with the current state of their defense right now. Jonathan Taylor is this year's Saquon Barkley, and people aren't really talking about it enough. He's destroying games. And then guess what? Everything else in the passing game opens up afterwards. So I think that's a very good game. And yeah, I'll probably have to have a very good attention span for this one, trying to flip between all these games.
Yeah, no, great game. Obviously, I'm happy you gave that one a quick shout. Obviously, I really like that Tampa Bay Detroit game. Unfortunately, that's a Monday game, but we'll get to talk about it, right? That's a phenomenal game. For me, I think I'm going to go to the Sunday night game. Falcons coming off a huge win against the Bills, now having traveled to San Francisco and taking I think they're 3-point dogs right now. Obviously, I think Kittle's back this week, right? I think we're starting to see a couple of those injured guys come back. I don't know, man. That defense is fucking shredded with injuries. There's not much to really say when you lose Fred Warner and Bosa. Like, it's tough for me to have you come back from here. So I think that's going to be a fun game. I like to see that. You get to see a Niners game with almost a 50 total there as well. We're seeing a lot of those higher totals on the slate here. So, but that would be definitely my game of the week, or one that I'm going to watch. Obviously, you know how invested I am in Dak. You know how invested I am in all the Cowboys stuff. So Jaden Daniels is if you would have told me at the beginning of the season that I'd be benching Jaden Daniels in a game against the Cowboys, I thought you'd be crazy. But finding his ass on the seat, he's finding his ass on the pine because I got Dak against the Washington on the other side, and I feel like the comeback with CD back is just. I mean, he might throw for 400, bro. 4 bills in that game.
Yeah, no, it's one you can't go wrong, obviously, making a decision between those two guys with those defenses. So, yeah, I'm with it. Obviously, a good slate of games. And, yeah, I'm hoping that maybe Dak has a lot of fantasy points, but, loses. That would be nice. Although I did bet Dallas, to be completely honest. So, but
yeah, dude, I'm that Dallas at home. I think they're 1-point favorites and still no Terry. It just kind of scares me, bro. Kind of scared me.
I mean, it's crazy. The line made no sense though. The thing is, the time is the same as last week or whenever they played I guess not last week when they played the Falcons, where it was like I just don't like the line should have been Cowboys -1.5, -2 the whole time. Like I don't know who thought Terry was coming back. But that wasn't believable. And it's already been reported for a day and a half that CD was coming back. So up until literally 30 minutes ago, I played it 30 minutes ago. You get the Cowboys +100 and +1.5. So I don't know why it took so long for them to catch up, but I think it's finally in the right place now because Cowboys should, in my opinion, like as I'm going through props in that game, what I'm worried about is like Washington kind of getting their ass kicked, So that's my biggest concern.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we get to move on. I know we had an 0-2 weeks too, I believe, on our dogs last week with the Niners taking that L.
Yeah.
They were 3.5, and then the Lions kind of got blown out at the end, or they gave up that last touchdown that kind of took it out of range. But 7-5 still on the season for our dog picks, which obviously if you're taking the money lines, probably hitting those as well on a couple of those early in the season. Where are you going this week? I'm curious if we're on the same one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wish freaking Dallas just stayed in dog range. That would have made it easier, you know what I mean? But, I mean, there's a lot of good options this week. Let's see, which one should I pull the trigger on? I thought I'm not going to do it. I thought a while about the Saints. I'm not going to lie. That was like my number 2. But I'm going to go with the fucking Raiders. Fuck it. We're going to go +12 on the Raiders. Yeah.
12.5. Is it 12.5 right now?
You can get it's a couple different. 12.5 is there. I even see 13 at -120 on Hard Rock, but yeah, we'll go 12.5. It's kind of all over the place. But yeah, I like the Raiders a lot, honestly, in this one. I think it's one of those games where we've seen Kansas City once again be really good, and Kansas City is back to being the best team in football again, and we've all acknowledged it, and we're all celebrating. And then we've forgotten that we have a large sample size of Kansas City still being the best team in football these last couple of years and not covering these big spreads at all. Like, they have a terrible history in the Patrick Mahomes era with big spreads. You get a division game. The Raiders' offensive line sucks. I've talked about it pretty much every time I mention it. They're pretty awful, but what the Chiefs are going to do is they're obviously going to blitz. They're going to send pressure, and there's going to be some sacks, no doubt about it. Geno struggles with that. But there's also going to be a lot of opportunities to, I think, just hit Jacoby Myers, get these quick passes over the middle, and keep Genty involved because the Chiefs' run defense has actually not been that good this year. If you look at a lot of the advanced metrics, they do not rate out very well at all. I think you see a heavy dose of Genty early. I think you see a lot of short passing Myers over the middle, and I think they can keep this game close. When it's 12.5 like this, a big line, you obviously always get the backdoor opportunity as well, right? Because the Chiefs, Rashee Rice, they're going to be good, no doubt about it. Obviously, the Chiefs, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna be good. But I think people are overreacting a little bit. I think this line's gotten out of control. So we're gonna take the Raiders right here, a little bit of a big dog, biggest one of the year so far.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's because you just saw Kansas City on a Sunday night. Right? You just saw them beat the shit out of Detroit, and you get that bias, right? What have you done for me lately, right? I mean, that's really all it is. That's why whenever we talk about buying low, man, this might be the time, right? So you're selling high.
The thing is, Brock Bowers is out again, right? I'm pretty sure he's been.
I think it's
still up in the air.
It's still questionable. So, like, obviously, you'd expect him out, but
I think he is. But if he's back, that would obviously be a huge plus. I'm assuming he's out, but it would be nice if he played as well. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Raiders you're getting the Raiders at their lowest and the Chiefs at their highest right now. So at that point, I'll just kind of blindly take the big dog.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go Vikings, bro. I'm just gonna take Vikings straight up money line at plus 115. We were talking pre-show, like this should be probably what pick them at best, right? At best. Now you get Minnesota, and I've been to that stadium, bro. That stadium's wild, man. They're fucking loud in the dome over there at US Bank. I think this is a game where I again we have to see, the passing game of Philly do something, and that's why I kind of like Brian Flores in this matchup. He is going to send the fucking house every goddamn play, dude. Like that's literally all he's going to do. Like, and can you complete passes, right? Because that rushing game has been dog shit for the Eagles lately, bro. I don't know if you watch or saw all those numbers in like that they keep posting on ESPN, and I'm like, why is ESPN on at the gym? Fucking A, dude, just shut that shit off. Like anything else, bro. I even listen to fucking Colin Cowherd at this point over that shit, which is hard to say, but. Their explosive plays on the ground haven't been there, right? I mean, Saquon, I think, doesn't have a 20-yard carry. I think I saw is what they put up on ESPN. You saw the Giants pretty much show you the blueprint, right? Just make sure that defensive line is locked in, and let's make Jalen Hurts beat us, right? And we just haven't seen them on the same page with a lot of these guys. And in this spot, I don't know. I feel like even with the defensive side, you have Quinyon Mitchell coming back. Obviously, that's a huge plus. Huge plus. Is Jalen Carter playing? I don't know. This dude gets inactive 30 minutes before games twice now. Like, what are we? I don't get it. So if we have that, Quinyon comes back. I don't know. I know Fangio has talked about him shadowing on some of the better guys. I feel like Jefferson's a very tough one to shadow because he goes literally everywhere and runs out of slot a lot. So. Could be a tough spot there, and even if he does, I mean Addison's back, right? And that's huge, right? Because if they were just rolling with Hawkinson and Jefferson, I'd be a little more worried because obviously they have great linebacking core with my boy Zach Bond leading the charge. So I don't know. Feel like with Addison coming back, this might be a spot where I want to go with the Vikings, especially if I'm getting almost plus 120 here. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of Eagles. Thrown into stuff just because you're like, oh my god, the Eagles are only minus 130 or minus 120 money line. I'm going to put that in, your Sunday parlay stuff. So, and especially if we see it, I just hope to God JJ McCarthy doesn't play, bro. Just please stay on the bench. Stay on the bench.
Yeah, no, I mean, you didn't even mention the Carson Wentz revenge game, obviously. That's like the biggest thing here, obviously. Former, he was a hero once, and now he's back in his – or I guess he's not in his former stomping grounds, but he's playing them, But, yeah, this would probably – if I didn't know it was going to be yours, it probably would have been mine too, honestly. I like the Vikings as well. I think that's the right side. And yeah, I'm actually really optimistic to betting the Eagles. I think more than most. I joke around about hating them, obviously, and I do to a certain extent. But in terms of betting them, I've been much more sympathetic to the Eagles side quite often because even when I see kind of the shell of what they are right now, you can still see what they were last year. Like you see the pieces of it. It's like 80% of the same roster. They just lost some very valuable guys on both sides of the ball. Their O-line is banged up right now. The swing for them is the rushing game. If they can get the rushing game going, they can look like that same team. The Vikings are a team that you can run on, but we said this about the Eagles the last couple weeks. People have just stacked the fucking box against them, and it's not been great for Hurts. So, yeah, obviously Flores is one of the more creative defensive coordinators out there. He's going to make life very tough for Hurts. So it's very hard for me to side with the Eagles in this one. And I see someone, Isaiah Rodgers, definitely be gunning for a pick. I agree. If you can get a plus 800 or something like that on him to get an interception, I think that's pretty solid because former Eagle, obviously, the quotes came out about, or some reporter stuff about him choosing not to resign or whatever, and he's like, that's bullshit, they didn't give me an offer, so there's a little bad blood there, and he technically via PFF had the best game of the millennium earlier this year already. So yep. And you joke around because he's not the best corner of all time, but that probably is one of the best cornerback games we've ever seen.
Yeah, what, 2 touchdowns, right? That's a 2 touchdown.
Yeah, he just went completely insane. So, it's one of those things where I don't mind that at all if you can get a nice sneaky price on it.
Awesome. All right, we are through. Let's get to some questions. I think we both have one pick for you guys today. We have one at least so far. I only have one because because I like it. I might want. I don't know. I can't 1.5 back to back. Can I? I fucking like that pick too today. So I might 1.5 back to back and just let it run here. So let's Hurts to throw a pick at plus 126. Our guy ripped in here, bringing up. She traded Brian Thomas Jr. for Judkins. How you feel about this? I think the biggest thing is what else do you have, I guess, right? What else are you loaded? Are you loaded at receiver that Brian Thomas probably doesn't hurt that much? I feel like he's got to start getting a little bit more involved in that offense. You saw it a little bit last week. But Judkins is a fucking beast, man. I know we talk about him. Did you see his fucking props this week?
I'm on him, yeah. I mean, to
Bro,
a certain extent. So, yeah.
I think it's 19.5 or 20.5 carries and 94 yards. That's crazy, bro. I don't think I've seen that in a long time.
I mean, it's just so I like both sides of this trade, honestly. It's like you said, if you need a running back, I think Judkins is going to give you a lot of RB1 volume for the rest of the year. So I think Judkins is the right side, but Brian Thomas Jr. is going to have some real good weeks as well. And he obviously had a slow start to the season. I think he probably I was more worried about Hunter before the year than I am now. You know what I mean? And it hasn't been a great start for either of them. So it is what it is. But yeah, I like Judkins in this one. And yeah, this week it's because the total is going to be one of the lowest of the year. It was reported they're up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts of wind in addition to pouring rain all game. We don't know if that's going to hold up. Weather guys are notoriously inaccurate. But yeah, that's obviously one of those things where if it's really that windy, those are like unthrowable conditions. So Judkins is going to run the ball 20 times anyway. They like to do that anyway. Now in a game where it's going to be raining and windy and your quarterback fucking sucks. He can't throw the ball when it's not windy, right? How is this guy going to get it more than 10 yards down the field? What other choice do you have? And then your other running backs are Jerome Ford, who sucks, not going to get more than 5 carries, and Dylan Sampson, who these coaches fucking hate. Have not put him back on he can't pass block for shit apparently. So,
he's a smaller back too.
Yeah.
He's more like that scat back, flex back type of thing. But yeah, I'm curious what Gabriel passing stats or passing stuff will be. It's got to be just.
I took some unders when the wind stuff first came out, but I don't know what it's at anymore because now it's like we don't know how reliable the weather is. You know what I mean? But it's already adjusted at this point. But I don't see any. Trying to find a line right now.
Yeah, you're good, dude. He's got Rashi, Rice, Collins, and Myers. Probably a good time to move them then when you got Rice coming back. So yeah, I'm seeing quite a bit of fantasy stuff. We will get through our picks and then get that going. Okay, we'll get through our picks here. Last one I'll get to you before just because Jay's been in here a lot. I'm only worried that he might get more catches. He got targets with Puka there, in big spots. So I guess it's a perfect segue into your pick. I think Jay Easy knows our picks always, dude. This guy, him and Thomas, bro. Him and Thomas, I feel like are just locked in on what we're playing here. So I'll just kick it over to you, Sue. It kind of correlates with what you're playing today, and I'll kick it over to you.
Yeah, no, I always love my boy Tutu, but that's not who we're going to be focusing on fully today. We're still going. I believe this is the London game. Nice 9:30 start time. Puka Nacua has been ruled out already. And that obviously leaves a massive void. And who are we going to? We're going to Jordan Whittington, not Jordan Whittingham, as we've learned over the time. It's not just me. It's apparently a bigger problem, so that's good to see the Whittingham support group. But Whittington, we're going to get it right. 4 catches, -110. FanDuel, DraftKings, pretty much across the board is available right now. And yeah, we have a long history of Matthew Stafford supporting not just one, but 2 high-level weapons, right? Whether it was the Cup and Nacua days or now Devontae Adams and Puka. We have a very long history of him spreading the ball around and, making the most out of these targets. And obviously no Puka. That's going to leave not just a hole, but literally the biggest possible, right? He's the highest usage player in football. this year. So, that's quite a little role to take out. And we know Devontae Adams is good. There's no doubt about it. But so far this year, Devontae Adams has been working more in like a downfield capacity. He's more been a field stretcher a little bit, while Puka is kind of taking a lot of the short yardage stuff. That's also what Tutu Atwell fills, that same kind of void where he's going downfield. He's giving your safety something to worry about. And the reason I like Whittington is because there's this competition for the downfield work. We know Devontae is one of the best. We obviously know Tutu has a bunch of 50-plus yard catches this year. We know he can work downfield. Who's then the competition for these underneath routes? Is it Higbee? Okay, I'll take that. Going from competing with Puka and all these great names to now Tyler Higbee is your main underneath competition, because they still use a ton of screens. They use a lot of creative running back sets. Puka is everywhere. Whittington, last year when Puka was out, is the guy that steps into that role. He's a good blocker. They're going to use him as a lead blocker in motion a decent amount. This is a team that uses more 11 personnel. That's the Sean McVay system. That's what they're known for. He's going to be out there literally 90% of the time, full-time player. Devontae Adams is the number one target that defenses are going to be focused on, and obviously he's going to play in that short yardage role, and I feel like that's a very valuable role in this offense. So when I saw 4 catches, I was like, oh, this is an awesome price, and I was a big fan of it. I will say if it gets juiced up, which I think it probably will by the end of the week, I like yards as a pivot, but I would say what's an even sharper pivot is rushing plus receiving yards. It's currently the same. It's really only on like MGM and some of these smaller books right now, but they're priced the same, and he has rushing upside. He'll get an end around. He'll get a handoff or two, and that's just a mistake. So definitely like the rushing plus receiving as a pivot as well.
Yeah, dude. I love it. Yeah, I'm hoping this is the week that Stafford takes a step back on the passing yard so we can get Dak back in there. I need a Dak. I think he's only 30 yards behind him too, because obviously Stafford had a little down week last week with Puka going out. He said best price he can see is minus 130. Where are you finding the minus 110s at?
Well, as DraftKings before we got on here, I can give her a good reload and see what's up now, but it'll take a second here. Yeah,
no, we're good. All right, I'm playing mine as a 1.5 because I did find that FanDuel's giving me at plus 109, bro. They're giving me plus 109 on my play today, so I'm gonna play it, and I'm going back to it. I'm going back to Dak Prescott. 250. Patriots money line plus 109. I haven't done a money line, dude, as a parlay piece in a very long time. It's not something I do often, but I guess we'll start out with Dak because obviously that's going to be carrying a lot of the way here. 250 in a matchup against Washington. I think the real thing is Washington going to keep it close enough? And the thing is they probably will because that defense is so fucking bad, dude. It's so bad. I mean, I don't even know who Washington's going to be throwing. They got Ertz left, Debo left. I mean, maybe that's who's left there, right? And as long as Bill don't fucking fumble 4 times again, should be fine, right? We don't want short fields. We want those long drives here. I do trust a little bit more on the rush defense of Washington than I do on the pass defense of Washington. I'm hoping Deron Payne and Bobby Wagner, hey, just pin those ears back in. Let's just stop the run here because I know that Javonte has been doing very well this year in his opportunities. But Dak gets CD back. You've seen George Pickens take a huge step forward. Obviously, with CD out, I think that just helps this team going forward, at least offensively. I don't think it really helps your defense because they're just fucking horrible. Ferguson took 2 steps forward. Your boy Flanoy, however you fucking say his name, he took a step. I mean, he had 40 yards last week again, right? I mean, this dude has gotten involved. And obviously, we have Tolbert still there. I wish Turpin was back, but it is what it is. You got a lot of weapons in the passing game here. And I was looking through Washington's depth chart of corners here, and yeah, you got Marshawn Lattimore. I can't imagine that he's shadowing CD in this game. I don't think there's a way that happens because CD's literally everywhere. He plays slot as much as he plays on the outside. So if he matches up with Pickens, having CD back is huge. I was looking, dude. I remember watching a game and this his name popped up, Sanders Trill. That dude was just getting cooked every time I saw him on the screen, dude. Every time he was in, in like third down packages, they were just throwing at him every single time. Like I'm going down this list of corners, and it's like, dude, how are they matching up here? How are we going to see anything get stopped? I think Dak just goes crazy. Obviously, you look at his lines; the books are expecting him to. I think he's at like a 268 as his normal line. So I'm gonna play it here, and I'm gonna roll with big bad Vrabel here to just absolutely steamroll these boys. Patriots obviously been playing a lot better. Drake May has looked really, really good these last couple of weeks. Only thing I'm really nervous about is the running backs holding on to the fucking football because they just love to fumble. But Tennessee has no Calvin Ridley this week. How are you passing the ball? I mean, you're going to go with a 5th-round pick from Stanford is going to be your number one option this week? Like him and Chig. That's really all you have in the passing game. I think New England just pins their ears back and just absolutely unloads on the running game here. I don't think Tennessee's able to move the ball at all. If I did, I don't play Survivor, but if I did, the Patriots would be my pick this week. I know there's a couple of those, monster 11-point favorites, but I'm assuming you're using the Chiefs on other options there. So I don't know. I think this is a game where I know you mentioned to me the press conference with Vrabel. I didn't watch it, but I'm sure he is going to be just smiling ear to ear that this is the game where you just get to absolutely unload on these dudes who got rid of you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, there doesn't seem any love lost. They asked him I forget what it was, something about like memories or something in like Tennessee, and he said something about like the local Goodwill got like a good like package or whatever. It's like crazy. It's like, oh damn, like he's feeling it. And no, when you get let go, when its place moves on from you, you have that natural want to be like, fuck you, look what I can do. So yeah, I think it's going to be no holds bar. I think it's going to be one where minus 14 could be kind of live if I was more confident in like their run game and stuff. Because the problem is I think they can get ahead, but then once they get ahead, I think they probably run, and they're just much better when they pass. So that could be the only annoying part, I would say. But yeah, I think they win this game. A little bit more variance when you fire a coach and stuff like that. Obviously, you add some more variables to it. But yeah, overall, I still think the Patriots are the much better team. And like I said, when you first brought up, I have them in a lot of parlays with like random shit this week, just because I think Vrabel's going to kick their ass. I think this game was fucking triple circled on his calendar this year. So yeah, I think they take care of business.
Yeah, I just feel bad for Cam Ward, bro. Like, what are we doing with these weapons? Like Gunnar Helm from fucking Texas. I remember watching that dude at Texas. He was like their 4th option. Now he's fucking catching passes in the NFL from Cam Ward. It's just, God, dude, that receiving room is just bad. And now Ridley officially ruled out too on top of it. Who's winning one-on-one, bro? Who is winning one-on-one? It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So just gotta hope. Cross your fingers that Ramondre don't fumble twice. Really, honestly, that's pretty much what I'm feeling right now. So, but yeah, it should be a fun game, obviously, with the Cowboys and Washington there. So those are our 2 picks for the week. Let's get to some questions. We have quite a few questions. We appreciate you guys jumping in. 43 of you guys in here live with us. Thank you for joining us, and I'll take a peek at how many likes we got on there. Let's get that up there for sure. If you can hit that like button, we appreciate you. We have Caden in the chat here dropping a question. Half-point PPR. We have Debo, Cortland Sutton, Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas Jr., and Breece Hall. Oh, wow. I don't mind Sutton this week. I would say
Sutton, Brian Thomas Jr., and Hall.
Is Marvin your bench Hall? Can you? You can't
maybe, but I fuck all the Jets, by the way. Someone asked about Mason Taylor. Fuck that. I'm done with those guys until coach gets fired. But yeah, I think, like I said, Sun, man coverage, good week for him. Brian Thomas Jr., good week for him. And Breece Hall, every week should be a solid enough week for him when they can't pass.
So good, bro. He's still so, and the thing is a lot of these teams will be willing to just let him dump off to him, right? Because what else are we gonna do? Like I said, if Justin Fields was not there, like if he was just like inability to run, this team would I'd be a lot more nervous playing Breece Hall. But they do run quite a few of those like read options, and we've seen some big plays on the ground at least for both of them off of those because obviously they're both very explosive players. But no Garrett Wilson there really hurts, bro. I might have to I've watched enough of these guys these last couple of weeks, and mind you, after the fact, I hate it. I hate myself for it. But am I gonna play fucking Josh Reynolds at 3K on fucking DK this week? Like I might, dude. I might have to because like they're gonna have to fucking throw the ball at some point, right? I mean, And Reynolds has actually gotten some targets, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. Like Arian Smith is maybe who I would play. I believe Georgia guy from college, right? That's one of their
Was it?
young receivers, Smith, right? Is that his name?
Oh, Anaris, yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
That could be an option. I don't know. Like Reynolds, just whatever his line is going to be is probably too high. I don't know about DFS. If it's the min, I guess that's good.
Yeah,
but
he's very close to minimum price.
yeah, it's like they can't throw the ball, so I don't want to play any of these guys. I just don't. That's just how it. You know what I mean? Just fuck them. I was so angry watching that game last week.
It was the worst game ever to watch.
Yeah.
It was the worst game ever.
I can't do that again. Yeah.
Jordan Love or Bo Nix. I think I kind of would have to go Bo Nix in this spot over Love. I just think they're going to get up. And again, we saw a lot of runs last week. And that was with Josh Jacobs not really being that efficient in the run game early on. Obviously, second half they kind of took over. But like if they didn't just like have like a why are we like I think the touchdown to Tucker Kraft. They didn't need to throw the ball either. They were up 14 at the time or 10 at the time, and all they had to do was really run it out. They passed it. Like if you take that away, last week Love literally got you 10. So I mean, obviously he did get it, and this is hypotheticals, but I don't know. I think Nick's is going to have to throw the ball. Like they're not going to be able to like that. Front four for New York is good, dude. Like we talk about them quite a bit. That's a good front four, dude. That's a really good front four.
Yeah, I think Nick's he has the rushing upside too. So like whatever you think Love is gonna have to do, add at least like 2 to 3 points with Nix on the ground. So yeah, I'll probably take Bo Nix in that one.
All right. I'm seeing we got 12 likes on the video, guys. Let's get up to 20 before we get out of here. I'm pulling up the next guy in here. Tyrone bringing up some stats here. We got the last 10 years, interim coaches are 9-8 after the coach get fired mid-seasons. Our Titans, I don't think that. I mean, that's probably with a good team or at least a halfway decent team, right? I mean,
well, if your coach gets fired, you're probably not, right? You're probably not a good team. You're probably bad. It's a good stat. I get where he's coming from. That's why I kind of mentioned there's more variance there, but I don't. That's really not how I bet. It's more situational matchups. I think just as you get that kind of motivation, I think it's a little canceled out by the fact that Vrabel wants to beat the crap out of you, former boss. Yeah, that matters a little too. The negative is Vrabel is a shit coach, so it really doesn't. I mean, he's not a shit coach. He's a really good coach, but he's not a good game planner.
No, like it's like, not in-game adjustment stuff.
Yeah. So I don't want to.
I get what you're saying. What you're saying.
Because I might be actually the best underdog of all time or something like that. So I don't want to be too harsh on Vrabel.
Sports High, thank you, because I can't see this. I appreciate you saying this because I said that to you. Did you see it? It's just a box. It's a little box. The funny part is I checked because I was looking at how many likes we had, and thank you guys. We're up to 17. It pulls up on the screen for me here, but it doesn't on my StreamYard. So
no, it makes
I think that's absolutely hilarious because I'm literally looking at it on my phone with checking that, and it says it, and I'm like, what the fuck? I still can't see it there, but I did send it to you, so you can attest that I cannot see those.
Yeah, no, that's funny. That's a good callback right there. Yeah, he's got from now on, guys. Emojis, if you want to type them, only I can see them. So you got to type it out from now on. You know what I mean? You got to type it out.
I mean, how do you bench Brees in this situation?
You probably just got to play Brees, but I could see Kittle. I don't hate the idea, but you probably
but I mean, that's what? How long has he been out? 6 weeks?
Yeah, they need him, but it's just Brees' volume's too good. You can't pass that up, in my opinion. But Kittle has all the touchdown upside, so it's a little closer. But
my guys, missed y'all. How we feeling with Dowdle Chuba lines?
Guess what you think they are if you haven't seen them.
I haven't.
Just guess.
Dowdle's got to be what after all this, like 60.
Pretty much, yeah.
60, what do you think Chuba's like 45, 50?
30, but you almost nailed it. It opened 31. It's up to like 36 before I checked. So you nailed it. You did, because if I would have done much worse if you asked me to guess. I would have been like Chuba 50, Dowdle 50. Like I would have been more in the middle. But obviously Dowdle's getting the heavy lines. Right before the show, I played some Chuba 20 rush yards, Fields 25 rush yards at plus 110. Not as like an official play, but just messing around that at plus money. Because I'm looking at Chuba and I'm going, okay, we're only got him at 30, whatever. So if I can ult him down to 20, which is the lowest you can take a guy, he can get to 20 on legit 5 carries. You're telling me he's not going to get 5? It's like, okay. So I kind of like the alt lines. It's like a sneaky, I know it's low already, but as like a worst case scenario, he could still go over kind of line. So yeah, I personally think Chuba's a little underpriced right now, but it might have even moved while we've been doing the show because those were like the opening lines.
Yeah, it's tough too because people are obviously looking at Dowdle and obviously go, he went crazy, right? I mean, obviously it's the best of everything you could have, right? That Cowboys defense, you have him extra motivated, right? And you have the guy they just paid out, right? They just it's not like Chuba was like a free agent pickup and didn't get shit. Like this dude just got an extension last year, bro. Like 4 years, 35 minutes. Like that ain't chump change. Like you're invested, right? So it's not like he's gonna just go away. And I know everybody picked up Dowdle's like, yeah, we're gonna is my league winner, bro. But you still have to split it, right? You got to split it. With the pass game struggling in Philly, do you like your system play under longest pass attempt for Hurts? Oh man, I don't know if I do that just because you still have AJ Brown one-on-ones, you know.
The problem with that is Hurts is good at like 3 plays, and one of them is like it's like like deep ball right on the sideline. Like he can throw a pretty good one. Like especially if you're going to be blitzing him all day long. Hurts sucks over the middle. He sucks at those kind of like intermediate type throws that you'd want a guy to be able to sustain. You know what I mean? So I lean the under directionally, but yeah, I won't be betting it this week just because AJ Brown can catch like anything on a good day. You know what I mean? Devonta Smith's still there, Saquon's still there, Goddard, good yak guy every once in a while. Like, yeah, just enough negatives for me to stay away because I think that's one of Hurts' kind of few strengths is he can get a pretty good deep ball every once in a while.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Especially if they dare him to, right? Saquon, everyone up in the box, like you're kind of asking him to throw deep. That's especially if I was a coach, I'd be like, please, Hurts. I'd beg him to try to beat me. So it's like, I don't want to go against that. You know what I mean?
Sutton bounce back week. I like Sutton this week. I think this is a good spot for him. Obviously, you know what the Giants are good at, right? You know, they tell you what they're good at, man. They got a good front four, and they kind of struggle, right? They kind of struggle in the secondary. Obviously, the Eagles didn't really exploit that because they've been just bad through the air. But if Bo Nix can, get some time in the pocket, I think that's the spot. Like I said, I'm probably playing. I'm probably playing the Giants defense in a lot of these DFS ones because they're damn near minimum price. Probably 2,200, bro. 2K is the minimum. The Saints defense is 2K. It's the only one lower than them. That's crazy. So I'm probably going to do that. Obviously, I'll probably play the Patriots or the Browns if I'm going to pay up, right? But fuck, dude. That's crazy. Abdul Carter was listed questionable. Okay. Yeah, that's big. Tet, Bourne, or Burden? My wide receiver one is London. Do you need two then? Or you need two or just one? Because usually, I mean,
probably one.
Maybe
but
one.
Then you would ask, right? Because Tet would obviously be the answer, right? If it's just one guy, Tet. If it's two, Tet. And what isn't Kittle back? And is Ricky P back yet, or still no?
I haven't seen anything about Pearsall. I guess Burden would be big if DJ Moore plays or doesn't play, but DJ Moore I think is leaning to play.
He's back in practice, yeah.
You don't see him getting off sauce.
But the volume is still just going to be so much.
He's like 8 or 9 targets a game, right?
Except for last game when
where he had 75 yards, I think, in the first half, and then they didn't throw it.
Yeah, it's just when I play fantasy football, it's like you fucking drafted Tet McMillan to be good. You didn't fucking draft Kendrick Bourne. You picked him up in week 2. So if you play these guys and Kendrick Bourne scores 3 points and Tet scores 14 on your bench, I'm going to go, what the fuck was I thinking? That's how I play fantasy football. So when it comes down to it, give me the player that's actually good at football. Keep it moving.
Kittle back, Pearsall doubtful. Yeah.
Doubtful, okay.
Yeah. And honestly, we still got to know who's quarterback there yet. I haven't heard anything about Purdy yet. They haven't officially ruled him out either. And Mac Jones has looked his way, but I'm assuming if you have George Kittle out there, he's looking that way. You might see a lot more 2 tight ends because that Tongas guy has been really fucking good too. So it's like maybe you see a lot more 2 tight ends out there as well. So, and if it is Brock Purdy, I probably won't want Bourne, right? I probably won't want Bourne because you just saw what he does with Mac Jones out there. You got to see. So Bourne is a good option. Falcon, good defense. They've been a good defense, yeah. I like Bourne again this week. Yeah, I with Purdy back, I kind of lean that it's probably going 95% to Kittle / McCaffrey, pretty much. I feel like you're just gonna feed those dudes.
A lot of time left. I mean, we'll see. There's another good one too. I'm trying to see one last fantasy.
There was one. I know I missed one.
Because it was Vidal versus Henderson.
Yeah. I did see that. I missed.
That's a good fucking question. As a Henderson guy, especially, I think Vidal is the clear answer. And it hurts me to say a little bit, but Vidal's pass volume is going to be really good. And that game has sneaky good upside too, with just offensive game environment. Yeah, Vidal's numbers are higher than I thought they'd be too. So 50s in the rushing. Like, I think he's actually a pretty good start this week.
Yeah, I need volume from Travion, bro. I can't get there unless there's some volume. I need an injury. You need an injury to kind of get him to, vault his way in, right? It's kind of like Scattaboo, bro. Like you saw Scattaboo right when Tyrone Tracy, he got his chance, right? And then he shows it. You need a chance to really turn up and get Travion to be that bell cow type of back there, right? So I think the same thing with Bill, right? Bill kind of took the reins right when Eckler obviously goes out. Start to see him get into that 13 to 14 carries. At the beginning of the year is what 3 to 6, and now he's starting to kind of get those 13 to 15 carry spots. So, so it should be good. All right, let's get a quick recap here, Stu, and then we can talk some long shots if we got them.
Sounds good. We got Whittington 4 catches. I see it has moved a little bit. It's like minus 135 on DraftKings right now. I'd still play it there. I think it's still good to that kind of minus 140 range. And then if it keeps moving, I'd play, yards at like 41, 42 or rushing plus receiving yards if you have it.
Awesome. I'm going to go Dak plus the Patriots money line 1.5. I'm risking 1.5. I'm going to hopefully get that a little bit more than 1.5 back there with the plus 109 spots. If Debo is out, which is looking like which is looking likely? Sterling Shepard or Charbonnet? Oh my God! Oh man, that's I think you gotta go Shepard, don't you?
Yeah, I think you have to. Evans probably back, and then Ibuka questionable is like
Godwin's doubtful too.
Yeah, is like a little confusing, but that game should be awesome for just fantasy. So you got to go Sterling. Like Charbonnet's touchdown or bust. So if you're looking at your team and maybe you're just like 6 points, I don't know, Shepard for me. But Charbonnet could get a touchdown. That's his path, I guess. But I'd rather just go the offensive game environment with Shepard.
If you're full point PPR and Shepard could get, 4 catches, right? 4 or 5 catches. Charbonnet literally got the floor of going like 6 carries for 13 yards. Like, the dude's fucking horrible at breaking off explosive plays, like actually horrible.
Yeah, it's all short yardage stuff for him so far. All short yardage. And it's what he's best at. Ibuka's out officially. I move
my fantasy teams.
Me too. I got him in every team. So
my receivers are Garrett Wilson and Ibuka in the league. I'm 6-0. And that's a 14 team or 12 team league. Fuck. That's I'm and I have Ridley in that league too, so I'm fucking struggling to find anything there. I did have Chase Brown though, which is nice. He fucking figured it out finally. And Bijan, who will be good there. So, if you get 5 for 70 from Shepard, you should be fucking screaming, dude. That's awesome. That'd be an unbelievable game if he goes 5 for 70 with Evans back there. So, Stu, long shot time. We got some pretty good games here to go to. Is there any spots that you're looking at here for some long shots?
Yeah, let me just make sure the number's still available because it was mostly FanDuel that had the best one. Let's see. We're gonna go Kendre Miller anytime touchdown plus 320 over on FanDuel. So right now, I haven't seen an update. I believe Alvin Kamara is questionable. I think Kamara plays personally, but obviously this then becomes minus 110 if he doesn't. So that's awesome. But I think Kamara plays. Right now, Alvin Kamara is like 1 foot out the door. I don't know if you've read all the stuff where they're asking him like, "Hey, there's trade rumors, blah blah blah." He literally said, without saying it, "If they trade me, I'm going to retire." I'm going to go get a pina colada. So it's like, I don't know why. I assume he's made a shit ton of money, and he's like, "I'm probably about done." It doesn't seem like you obviously don't like bully day with one of the worst teams in football. It's like he's just. It's almost over. You know what I mean? He's been injured a decent amount. And Kendre Miller has been used more and more every single week. Via FTN, he leads the NFL in avoided tackle rate so far. His advanced metrics have been really good this year. And then one of the sneaky underrated storylines, too, is he gets a little bit of a revenge game against his former coach, who's now the defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. On the other side in this matchup, if you know anything about their history, Dennis Allen put Kendre Miller on injured reserve, despite the fact that he really only was out kind of for 1 week with a minor hamstring thing because he didn't trust him. He had some injury stuff. They just had a bad relationship, and it seemed like there was even articles talking about it at the time. So it's one of those things. When Rizzi was the coach at the end of the year, he said he's happy to be at the doghouse now. There's beef, and that's always fun. There's always a little bit of an added narrative and added bonus to ball out against, like you said, or like we said earlier, the guy that fired you right before. So, yeah, I think it's sneaky. I think FanDuel is the biggest book in the world, and the fact that they have the best price is a nice bonus right here. So go grab that Kendre, and let's hope he can sneak his way in the end zone, because I think he's probably the red zone back going forward the second half of the year anyway, even when Kamara is out there and healthy and stuff like that. So especially in a spot that it matters a lot, let's get him that touchdown. Why not?
Yes, sir. I'm going to go to a same game parlay here with Dak and Daniels, my two quarterbacks. I'm going to go rush attempts for Jayden Daniels. I'm going to go 10 rush attempts there. It's like plus 180. Now, especially with I'm more nervous for Bill just because we saw him fumble twice last game. So maybe we see it. I mean, he's obviously super explosive. I like his longest rush as an option this week. I did look at that already, but I think this is a Daniels put it on his shoulders and go up against this defense that has really, really struggled. Mind you, who the fuck's getting open, bro? It's Chris Moore, right? It's all these guys. If Debo is playing, that's great. But I still think he can get to this 10 rush attempts even if Debo does play, because you got to beat someone early. And guess what? I feel like that they're going to try and get some pressure on him. I think this is the type of game where Jayden Daniels does it a lot with his legs. I could see him 11 carries, 65 yards, something like that, because his passing yards line is just plummeting right now. Obviously because all of his receivers are out, and the option of even having Debo out, right? It just is obviously on the back of people's mind and bookmakers' mind. So I think Daniels does a lot with his legs this week. I think that's going to be, how he separates himself. And then obviously I think Dak's just going to cook, bro. I think this is a game where, the least resistance is through the air. I guess I didn't even know a couple of the corners that were in the corner room here for Washington. So, and, you have a high-end guy like Lattimore. Obviously, he's a little bit towards the end of his career, but there's only one of them, right? And you have three very, very good weapons with Ferguson, Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb. Did you know that CeeDee and Pickens are two of the top 3 priced receivers on DraftKings this week? 2 of the top 3 priced receivers, Pickens, CeeDee. Obviously, JSN isn't there because he's playing on Monday. And if you want to go down all that stuff, and obviously Puka being out, right? So, but still, that's still crazy that you have 2 of the top 3 on the same team. Crazy. That's going to be my long shot for the week. A couple questions here before we get out of here. Fan-in Sunday with Njoku out. I don't know if you can take a pass catcher, can you? I mean, that'd be the only guy, but I don't know if I could.
The problem is they're going to adjust the number like Njoku matters that much to Fan-in, which he doesn't, because Fan-in's not a tight end. He's a halfback, or he's a slot wide receiver. He's Jonnu Smith. You know what I mean? So he's not running the same routes as Njoku. If they do play I don't know who their third string tight end is. I cannot imagine they play Fan-in line that much. Maybe a little bit, But as a full-time NFL tight end, this guy's undersized. Like I mean, every team has a good enough third tight end. So I assume whoever that is will play a decent amount. I still like Fannin. I just think the number is going to get too big, but it would have to be receptions because if the conditions are bad, it's going to be short yardage stuff. And that's what his usage is anyway. So receptions maybe, but I think they're going to crush the number, even though like Jerry Jeudy matters more than Njoku does, which I know it's funny to say, but like Fannin's not a tight end. He's just not. He's a wide receiver. So yeah, probably I like it, but I don't know what the current line is right now, but receptions only.
Yeah, Juice, we just talked about that. If you want to pop back like 30 minutes ago, probably we did talk about that. I'm very confused with this question because I don't think that anyone in their right mind would ever take Rico Dowdle for Brock Bowers. If they do, I would immediately. But I'm hoping you're playing with someone who would take that. If you are, then hell yeah. But there's no chance in hell. I would think anybody who knows anything about football is they're taking Bowers and getting rid of Bowers for Rico Dowdle with Chuba Hubbard coming back.
Especially because whoever had Bowers drafted him in like the second round.
Exactly.
So it's like they remember that. And you didn't have to draft what's his name. So yeah, I would say send it, but yeah.
I'd immediately send it. You just gotta you don't get kicked out of the league for being able to. That would be immediate veto by every single person, hopefully. But would you go Fannin or Waller in the full PPR? I hope neither.
Waller's been cooking. I'd probably go Waller.
Yeah.
Well, the weather fucking sucks.
They're the same game. That's
it's like I forgot that was the matchup. It's like, okay, back to Fannin then, I guess, because there's going to be no touchdown. So I'd go Fannin. But yeah, we need more weather news because with the current weather updates right now, you're probably better with like a waiver wire guy. But Fannin just because close to the line of scrimmage stuff.
Yeah, if you were offered that, you should hit yes immediately, dude. Like there's there's a lot of casual fantasy football leagues out there. If he's gonna send you that, just take it. But if I was in that, I would send you like a very I would kick you out the league, bro.
Yeah. I'd be like, fuck you. Like, yeah, I can't say what I'd say. But yeah, keep good luck. I hope you win. It sounds like you're cooking these guys. So I would definitely
this league is struggle busting with that team you got there. So last one here. VS Strange. What do you think that means? Very strange? I don't know. But
just that it'll be the first time.
Oh, this will be the first time basically. Yeah, because I know that Dak didn't play last year.
That's pretty funny. I mean, yeah, I hope he cooks them. You know what I mean? I didn't think about that, but yeah, we've had a good history against them, but I guess it's a good point. Like I remember the Antonio Gibson Thanksgiving game. That was a huge one. Where we kicked their ass on Thanksgiving. That was nice. But yeah, I don't know. Daniel should have a good game. I liked your long shot. I completely agree. I think this game's just going to be full on chaos.
Yeah, and you get Dak in the dome too, bro. You don't have to deal with him outside. You get him in the dome in Dallas, dude. It's gonna be crazy. I just wish I could start both quarterbacks, but you can't do that.
Super flex.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that's. I hate football. That's such a dumb thing to me. I won't go down that, but whatever. I think that's so dumb. Like your first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. Then pretty much, it's just pretty much who can get the best quarterbacks. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate that. Hopefully we can sell it. Hopefully that we can catch it for you guys. So, Stu, I don't see any questions in the chat. We got 35 people with us, over an hour in. We appreciate you guys still here. Stu, anything for the people before we head out?
Yeah, sorry if I was tired at the end with some of those fantasy questions. I got like 3 hours of sleep this week, so I'm finally back. We're good to go now. But yeah, sorry about that. If that was the case, I don't mean to hate on anyone's fantasy team, but just very low on sleep these days. But yeah, no, I'm excited. We got a good slate this weekend. I like the props we talked about. I'll probably tweet out something else at some point tomorrow or later today with another free play or something like that. So hope you guys enjoyed. A lot of fun questions in here, a lot of fantasy stuff this week. And leave a like, leave a question below if you haven't already. And hopefully, we win some bets. So that's all I got. Follow the Substack. Hopefully we can, win some bets. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know I see a lot of new names in the chat. We appreciate everybody popping in here. And exactly what Stu said, we do get to all the questions throughout the week. weekend, right? So if you guys do have questions, drop them in there. We try our best to get to everything. Obviously, we're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Again, gonna have to talk to you about Friday next week just because I'm gonna be in South Carolina for my last wedding. Until I'm gonna be in South Carolina from Thursday to Saturday, flying back Sunday, and then I only have one left, and it's in December. So I got some time for that one. But I just need a reset, bro. This is my last one. Thank God. It's been crazy. Just killing my fucking wallet, bro. Going all these goddamn places. But
I bet
we are alive. I'm not dead yet, and but we'll figure out Friday because I don't think there's a chance that I'll be able to get to a computer.
I get you in the airport terminal. You know what I mean? Like as you're boarding.
I'm gonna be on a golf course in Hilton Head, bro.
Okay,
that's where I'm gonna be because I'm gonna be with the guy with the groom doing that. So fuck, dude, it's gonna be hard, but hey, it is what it is. But we'll figure it out. We always do. I did it on a fucking bed in Mexico, bro. I find a way. I don't know if I will be able to here because I'm gonna be with the guy the whole day. But we'll see. But hey, we appreciate all you guys tuning in and hitting the like button on the show. We'll be back Monday, ready to go. Great 2-game slate yet again. We're getting blessed on these 2 gamers to talk about. So excited for that. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you on Monday.